How's it going, YouTube? This is Wake Run Collapse, and I am back today with a 3rd gen sale video. It is not going to be nearly as extensive as the previous ones, but it is better sorted, and it is shorter, and that kind of stuff is important these days. Because I know some of you guys might watch on mobile or on your phones or whatever, I want to make sure that I read the rules of my sale videos aloud for you for what's got to be the 5th time by now. I won't reply to inquiries in the comments. You gotta PM me or email me at wakeruncollapse@gmail.com if you see anything in the video to follow. Number 2, I'm not going to reply to you unless you give me the Pokemon name and the timestamp, and this is important for each individual card. I want the timestamp. Don't give me a generalization. Don't say the first one. Tell me when the card appears in the video, and then I'll be able to track down the right card for you. Number 3, PayPal is preferred but not required. I do also accept USD cash by mail. Number 4, minimum purchase is $2. Number 5, I charge for shipping. If you buy 8 cards or less, I'll ship in a plain white envelope. 9 cards or more, and you get a bubble mailer. That is not negotiable. If you do want a bubble mailer for fewer than 9 cards, that's fine too, but it might take a little while longer to ship, because I gotta get to the post office around Christmas, which sucks, by the way, if you've never done that. And the shipping's gonna be more. Number 6, holos may not be sleeved individually, and if you buy a bunch of cards, they will not get individual top loaders. It's how I keep the prices low. Number 7, again, I will ship when I can. It's Christmas time. It's very difficult to ship, and I'm very busy around Christmas time too, so I will ship as soon as is reasonably expected. Number 8, I will not hold cards for you. If you can't pay within 3 days of receiving an invoice from me, do not message me for the cards in the first place. I will not have future sale videos except for Tidal Storm and Gaia Volcano. So if you are looking to accumulate cards, you have to pay for them up front, and then I will hold them for you, and I will combine shipping for you to make it cheaper for you. However, you've got to pay up front, because that's the only way that I can ensure that you're ever going to come back, because I've got like 4 piles of cards sitting down there from people who never ended up responding to me, or said they sent and didn't. So. Number 9, total prices will round up to the nearest dollar. If it happens to be like $2.67, it's going to be $3 plus shipping. If it's, $8.50, it's going to be $9 plus shipping. It's not my fault you didn't do the math. And that pretty much does it for me, so let's get into the cards. This is 3rd gen, and 3rd gen is awesome, and 3rd gen is really difficult to come across, especially in good condition. So I have taken the liberty of splitting it up into 3 different types of condition. And this is important. So first we're going to have the excellent condition or better. Then we're going to have what's in the very good range. It might, be a low excellent, or it might be a high good. And then it's going to have the beat up cards. And this time they really are beat up cards. There'll be small creases, there'll be tons of edge wear, stuff like that. Accordingly, because it's difficult to get your hands on these cards, the prices are a little higher. But most of the stuff in this video is going to be under $1 anyways, and I cannot guarantee it will stay that way. Certainly once these cards go into my binder, depending on when that is that happens, the prices are going to go up. So keep that in mind. This is your best time to get the best deal. So these cards are going to be your excellent condition or better. A lot of these are near mint as well, which is really great. And these cards are going to be 3 for $2. 3 for $2. I got sticky sleeves, look out. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell because some of these sleeves are really thick if I've got more than one card, but they are organized by set and then organized within those sets as well, so make sure you write down the Pokemon name and the timestamp for each individual card if you see something that you want. And 3 for 2 is pretty darn solid, I gotta say. In fact, being 3rd gen, some of these Pokemon are probably going to be more popular after they make their appearance in X and Y 5. There are also tons of sets in Japanese for the 3rd gen, as there were in English. And that can make it a challenge to get everything well sorted. But if you're not sure what a particular card belongs to in terms of sets, you can always go to Bulbapedia. Or you can go onto Google and reach Bulbapedia by searching the Pokemon's name and following it with TCG. This has saved me countless numbers of times when trying to figure out which Palkia level X is a set-based one, which one is the promo, and which one comes from the deck. Because that is a real pain to find out sometimes. They could be a real challenge, so... Yep, that's all 3 for 2 as well. So that's just something to keep in mind. Also, I have some non-holo stuff, and I don't mean like commons, uncommons, and non-holo rares. I mean like level X's, EX's, and primes or greats, depending on what you call them. That will be coming in a future sale video, but that's not something that I'm going to address right now. I just want to get this one up at these really good prices. You know, 3 for 2, and some of the future cards will be lower than that. So that's all my excellent condition or better stuff for 3rd gen. That is 3 for $2. These ones right here are going to be a buck. Same condition. Same rules apply, just like all the other ones. Got some dark cards right here from the Rocket Gang Strikes Back set. A couple Gengars. Got a few $2 cards. $2 cards. Got this Flareon and his twin brother. I do have an Umbreon here too, and a few Delta Species holos as well. And a rogue little Lonely Venusaur from Miracle Crystal, and then the Togetic. And lastly, there's a few $3 cards. Got the Salamence, Rayquaza, and the Gyarados. So, all stuff worth thinking about in case you happen to be interested in the really good condition cards. However, if you are not picky about your conditions, you'll want to check out what follows, because this pile right here is all going to be 2 for $1. The 2 for $1 stuff is not in the same level of condition, but given how difficult it is to find decent condition, I would consider all of these to be decent condition. Cards from the 3rd generation, 2 for $1, I think is a pretty darn competitive price. You're going to have some edge wear on the back, you're going to have dents on the corners. Some of them are better than others, but generally they're all in the same ballpark. I would consider these all to be pretty passable condition, and I honestly have a bunch of cards from 3rd gen in my collection that look like this. In fact, I even have a few played cards, but that's neither here nor there. Sometimes you just can't find one. There's a non-holo rare from like Holland's Research Tower, and I only have it in crap condition. I'm not going to go crazy trying to find a better one. So these are all going to be 2 for $1. Also worth mentioning, guys, I am not interested in offering discounts for bulk purchases. If I decide that I'm going to drop something by like a little bit based on how much you buy, then I'm going to decide that. Not that I've had trouble this time around, but just to avoid any trouble in the future. These prices for these individual cards are final, they're not going to change. If I decide to offer a very small bulk discount, then that's what I decided to do. Generally, I would only offer that for really large purchases, or for people who are buying the less popular Pokemon. Like for my 4th gen video, if I had somebody buy up like all the Shiftries that I had, and I've got like 15 of those, then I would probably discount it a little bit, but again, I have the final say on whether I discount something or not. These guys are going to be $1, also in the same condition. Got a few Delta Species cards in very good condition. Decided to offer them for a buck. Probably more valuable than that, but it saves me from sorting them in the future. And a couple of $2 Delta Species cards in Typhlosion and Gyarados. Alright, now on to the poopy condition ones, which they certainly are. These are all going to be good or played. Nothing here is going to be any better than good. These are cards with creases on them, major dents, sometimes they've got water damage. Most of the fronts in the holographic sections are really good, but these cards are going to be 3 for $1. All of them. These are all 3 for $1. Even those Blazikens in the front. And also, if you're picking up a lot of played condition cards, especially, you know, some of the worst conditioned ones or some that I happen to have multiple copies of, that might be something that I'd be willing to do a discount on as well. But again, I've got final say on that. Like, look at this thing. I don't know if it's quite coming across on there, but oh, oof, woof. It's a really bad condition one. Not all of them are going to look like that. Most of them are going to be good or played plus, but it's certainly got its share of whomped on cards. And of course, as always, if you want to know the specific condition of a specific card or a couple of cards in these stacks, you would do well to ask me. I will automatically sift through and try to find the best condition card available to you. But if you happen to get a really crap condition card out of the play condition pile, that's why these are 3 for $1, by the way, including the Jolteon. If you happen to get a really crap condition card out of here, then you should have known that going in, and you have the opportunity to ask and make sure if that's the kind of thing that would bother you. And I do have a couple of 2 for $1 cards. That's right, a couple of 2 for $1 Delta Species and Ampharos and Feraligatr, and the Venusaur right there. It's also going to be 2 for $1, but those are also in crap condition. I do have some promos back here, some promos, and these I'm going to take offers on if anybody happens to be interested in a card that they see here. All of these should be duplicates from my collection. I don't think I need to sift through this at all. But there's definitely some cool cards in here, and depending on condition, the price might, change a little bit. Like these Mews are not going to be 50-cent cards. They're definitely going to be more than that. Some of them I just happen to be more attached to. And some of them have crap condition, and some of them don't. And that is important to note as well. These I just haven't sorted into my binder yet, had them laying around, figured I'd show them off. And that's it for that part. One final thing. I mentioned in a previous video that I had World Champions Pack stuff. And if you don't know what World Champions Pack stuff is, I think it's EX Power Keepers in English, but it's extremely hard to find these cards in Japanese. They're really rare. They're really hard to find in awesome condition. And I've got, I don't know, more than half of a complete set here. So if anybody happens to be interested in a significant purchase from World Champions Pack, let me know. Again, via PM or email. I really don't want to break this up just yet. If I do end up breaking these cards up individually, the holos are probably going to be $3 to $5. The commons and uncommons will probably be between like 50 cents and $1.50, depending on the Pokemon, of course. And the EX cards are going to be expensive. It's the way it is. I think EX cards, especially in conditions like this, which are fabulous, most of these cards are near mint or better, is going to range between like 10 and 25 or $30. Like, I certainly, like, maybe I'd let the Shiftry go for a little bit less if I happen to break this up, but the Absol is definitely going to be on the higher price, and the Salamence, I don't even know how I could let this go for less than 25. I don't think that would be possible. But for the time being, I'm not breaking it up, so if you are interested in collecting the World Champions Pack set, make sure to let me know. And I can try to get you pricing, and you can let me know what you need if I can send a lot your way. But if you're just interested in a few cards or just interested in the World Champions Pack EXs are not going to be available just yet, I want to make sure I can at least attempt to contribute to somebody else's success in collecting the World Champions Pack, because it's such a pain in the keister to collect in the first place. Anyways, kept this under 14 minutes. I'm proud. Thank you very much for watching. Stay hyped for Tidal Storm and Gaia Volcano, which hopefully will be here in a few days. And, oh man, let the good pulls commence.